Today is finally the day where I train a full fleet of T10 frigates. So stick around in this video to watch me spam train as many frigates as I possibly can. Let's go. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and this video has been sponsored by the makers of Infinite Galaxy, where I'm going to go and just train a ton of T10 frigates. Now, I have been saving my training speedups for this moment because lower tiers of warships don't actually matter as much once you get to the highest tier of warships. So here I am, finally at the promised land of T10. And, by the way, it is the Galaxy Star event where I can go in and get points for manufacturing spaceships. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I don't have too much time to talk about everything that I'm doing here because there's a couple buffs that are active. First of all, War Mobilization is a nebula buff that your Princept can apply, which is now active. In addition, I've got a buff on my spaceport that's giving me a little bit of extra warship training speed. In fact, if I were to zoom all the way out, and hopefully it's okay, I'm just taking a little bit of time to showcase exactly how this works. I go into the Imperial City, I look at the Federation officers, and where am I? The Secretary with the warship building speed. Now, I've got my crew active right now to give me more warship building speed. So, without further ado, I need to get to training, and if you want to see the video I put together about all the optimizations you can do to improve your training, I'll have a card up in the top for that video. One last thing I will check is the showroom, colony engineering, warship building speed, 0.5%. I'm going to smash that off. And now, truly, we are ready to be off to the races, training ridiculous amounts of T10 warships. Now, how many can I do? I don't really know how far my speedups will carry me. I hope it is very far. I hope that I can get all of the warships that I need here for a full fleet of T5. Maybe that's... Sorry, T10. Maybe that's a little ambitious. I don't know. I think I have the speedups for it, but maybe I don't. We'll see. And now we start to train the bigger denominations. I guess the way to do this is to just smash them all out and then speed them all up. I could use the 1 hour speedups. Oh, baby, the 8 hour speedups. We got options. Let's freaking go. Dude, this is super hype. I am going to gain a lot of power. I didn't check what my power was before I really got into these shenanigans, but if we just get a quick peek, I'm at 100, let's call it 106 million power. And I actually think the limiting factor here is going to be my resources more than anything else. I think I've got the speed ups to do what I want to do here. I just used a 5-minute speed up when I could have used a 1-minute speed up. Rip. Okay. Smash them out again. T10s. Let's go. Let's go, man. So I'm going to jam these out. And what am I hoping to do? I mentioned this in a previous video, but my goal is not to make 3 fleets just yet. Like to unlock T10s for all the different types. Because I would like to just get 1 T10 fleet going. And then after I get enough reserve warships for that in place, so that I can really enjoy using that fleet and those, T10s, then I will work on yet another fleet, right? But I just kind of want to go all in on one at a time until I've got the full fleet ready, and then boom, move on to the next, boom, move on to the next, and so on. And I'm feeling pretty good about this. Now, I want to be careful about using up all my 1 hour speed ups. I may need some of those lower hours of speed ups, those lower denominations earlier on. Or I guess later on for this training that I'm doing. I should probably bang my way through those 8 hour speeds, which are a little trickier to use. Here we go. And then bang out another round. Let's freaking go. Now, in my previous video showcasing Spartan's training, showed him like truly spam training these suckers using Corium. I mean, God, you can go pretty nuts with your Corium training warships. It's a little nutty, but this is a little bit slower than spamming them out with Corium. I mean, he banged out so many warships in like 30 seconds. It was absolutely insane. Okay, here we go. So already if we just get a quick peek at how much power I'm gaining doing this. Yeah, I mean, I'm on my way to 1,000,000 power gained already, which is pretty fast. And what I can do as I go here, oh god, and I have the universal speedups too. Oh yeah, man. Speedups, I forgot I have universal speeds too. Speedups are not going to be the issue here. It's 100% going to be time and resources. I now get why Spartan's like, all right, you can have it for this long. I was like, wow, like, am I going to really need the title for that long? I don't think so. And now I'm like, oh yeah, baby. I actually could be training these warships for quite a little while. And again, this is quite literally every speed up I have gotten, including every bundle I have purchased. I mean, I have not spent almost any of these training speed ups at all at any point during my Infinite Galaxy journey. So, I mean, I really have been hanging on to these for a very, very long time. So we're talking about like 10 plus months worth of speed ups that I have saved up here, which is why I have as many as I do. Again, waiting for this exact moment to be banging out T10s. So here we go, jamming these out. And if you want to see kind of how I'm progressing, and I know I do, one thing that I did is I brought my fleet home, and I can start to apply the T10s, and you can see I have a ways to go before I am done with that fleet. So let's just keep speeding these suckers up. Now, once I have, in fact, trained enough of these warships, which is going to take a minute here, the next thing I will need to do is move over all of my gear, and I will probably make a separate video on that day of the Galaxy Star event that awards you for gear manufacturing, because I'm going to make a bunch of changes to my gear, and unfortunately in the process, I am going to make basically one of my combinations of flagships really quite weak, because, I mean, I've already got a set of kinetic gear. That set of kinetic gear is currently with my cruisers. My cruisers are not going to have it anymore. That's going to be a little bit awkward. I also have to make a weird judgment call as to whether or not I want to kind of melt down the legendaries I've already made that are missile-based outfitting in exchange for being able to reuse the legendary pattern pieces for kinetics. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that or just leave them under the assumption that I mean, like, of course, eventually I will need them anyways. I'll have multiple fleets running. All right, here we go. Now, every time I bang out a round of those, how much closer do I get? Ooh, I mean, that's decent, but I have a lot of training to do. My God. Little did I realize exactly how much training I have to do. Wow. Okay. Okay. And obviously, I want to jam through all of my shipbuilding speedups before I do anything at all with my universal speedups. I suspect that at some point, those will be extremely valuable for, repairing warships. I imagine that that's where the majority of those would go, but I don't know, maybe they should be going towards building warships as well. It all kind of depends on the long-term plans for the way that Nebula versus Nebula is going to work. If in the long term we are in fact going to be getting our warships back and you don't have to repair them, and maybe, I don't know, if there's no way to repair them, then like, all right, then I guess I won't need them. But my understanding is that the way that that's going to work is that you're not going to need resources for repairing your warships, but you might need the speed ups for repairing warships. So I think I almost certainly will need a lot of speed ups for that. But anyways, here we go. Banging out more of these T10 frigates. And I've gone in and made changes to my crew. I should be in a really good spot with both the way that my spaceport points are applied and also the way that my core module is set up, that I've optimized the training speed. If I messed that up somehow, rip. Rip my speed ups, because I could have saved a lot in this moment. In fact, one thing I should go check is my research. So I did forget about this, but there is one thing that I could do, and I'll queue this up and I'll just speed this up, because I think even if I don't get any helps whatsoever on this, the 0.5% of warship building speed will be pretty good. I do need to be mindful of my resources though, because I just don't even have that many. But I'm just going to speed this up, which is a little bit crazy. It may seem a little bit crazy, but dude, I got plenty of speeds and I don't have time right now. Right, that'll give me a little bit more. But this resource cost is gonna get pretty steep. Like, I just don't know that I have the resources to keep doing that. I've got the majority of my resources kind of open right now, so it's a little awkward. Should I have done more with the research first? Maybe I should have, man. Maybe I should have. All right, back to the grind. Back to the training grind. I do save now. I took one more % off of my warship building speed, and I save like, what is that, like 10 minutes per? That's actually pretty significant. Gosh, do I need to go see if I can afford even more resources into that little bit of warship building speed? I really thought I had checked just about everything before I went on this crazy journey. And maybe the game plan is I just get my one fleet, and then before I do another big training, I just go in and optimize the rest of that stuff. That seems pretty reasonable to me. But when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, I am taking advantage of a lot of buffs right now that you might not normally have. I mean, I've got the Nebula buff. I've got the title on my city. I mean, I got a lot of buffs running right now that offer a lot more discount than I'd get training on any old day. So I feel pretty good about that. It stings a little to miss a couple percentage points of optimization. It actually, that's what I live for, but okay. Let's just keep jamming this out for now, and we'll see exactly how far along I am here with this warship training extravaganza. When it comes to having one fleet, I am a fraction of the way there. My God, man. I mean, yeah. A full... Oh, my gosh. Okay. Cancel. Wow. I have a lot of warship building to do. This is fairly shocking. I did not think I would be training warships for this long. I thought it would go pretty fast. But frigates, you get a lot of frigates in a freaking fleet, man. Holy cow. Okay, well, I'm just going to keep training and entertain you with the sounds of my voice. And hopefully you do find it entertaining to watch someone just spam through their sort of life savings of speedups in a mostly optimized way. Oh my God. Okay. But I got plenty of these 2-hour speeds to get me through this. And I mean, I still don't think I'm going to end up needing to use universals here. Bang them out. And my resources are actually going to take me further than I thought they would, which is pretty nice. Granted, they're not infinite. And I did say I was low on resources. I mean, it's really the plasma and the nickel steel where I think I'm low on tokens in general. That's where I think I'm low. And like, oh, man, do I go do yet another research? Maybe I should get another 0.5%, do one more research. Oh, man. Chisgule, how do you get yourself into these situations? How do you do it? Okay. Progress so far is looking good. Boom. Fleet progress is about yay far. And let me go maybe just jam out one more of those researches. Okay, back to training. And I mean, I guess saving like 0.5% is not actually all that much in the grand scheme of things. Like, it takes a small number of minutes off. But when you factor in just the amount of training that I'm doing right now, it's probably worth, I don't know, man. Here we go. Boom. So my hope was to get a whole fleet out of the deal, and that I thought this was going to happen a lot faster, but it turns out a whole fleet is a lot of warships. I did not realize. I probably could have done the math and thought about that a little more, but okay. Let's jam this out and keep it going. Keep this training going. And honestly, maybe I just speed up this video to the point where I've done a whole bunch more training and we check in on how far I've come. In fact, let's do that. This is the awkward moment when I actually read the screen and there's a one-tap speed up item. It says so right at the top. Am I just blind? Am I just blind? I'm so used to not having that option in other games that it's just like there. Really? Oh. Gosh. I mean, that's a lot faster, isn't it? Okay. I feel like a real noob, but also glad I figured that out on camera in front of everybody at some point, rather than, not figuring it out at all. That's a lot faster. That's way better. Yep, this will go a lot quicker now. Okay, back to spamming my training. At least I figured this out before the end of the video. Oh my gosh. I told you I don't speed up warships, and I haven't really the entire time that I've played the game. I told you it was my life savings. If I had been speeding them up before, I could swear I would have figured out that that button was there. That's really quite nice. Okay. Yes. Do it that way, Chisgule. This is much faster. Okay, so one thing I did figure out is that the game is slightly suboptimal with figuring out how to use the speedups here. So it's going to use 3 extra minutes of speedups that it wouldn't need to use by doing these universals, or by not doing universals. It's just trying to do the 5-minute speedups. So if I do it manually, which takes slightly longer, and I use the 1-minute speedups over here, technically I save a couple minutes of speedups every time. I mean, I don't know. This is probably a slightly better way to do it. I'm in a rush, but not maybe that much of a rush to get all these warships trained. But I will say, I have burned my way through I feel like a truly shocking amount of shipbuilding speedups that I did not expect I would get through all of them. Then again, I had never sat down to do the math on it, so yeah, probably should have done that at some point. But here we are, jamming our way through it. Now, pretty soon, I'll be out of the 2-hour speeds. I'll finish my way through all the 5-minute speedups as well. And I mean, I'm going to have to make my way into universals explicitly. I'm getting closer and closer to a full fleet, but I don't think I'm even there yet. And obviously, some number of them are going to get damaged, so I can't just have a full fleet of these suckers. It needs to be more than that. And now, time to use up more resources. I'll be back. Okay. I think that's as far as I can go with building out these T10 frigates. In my roster, I've now got how many of these? 13,210. That's probably enough for one expanded march if I switch my crew to my wartime formation here. I mean, I did pretty good, I feel, but I still have a ridiculous amount to go, and the issue for me at this point is actually going to be resources. So I feel like I did a pretty good job here. Maybe I'll figure out a way to get a little bit more resources and jam out a few more of these, but this video has gone long enough. I gained 10 million power worth of frigates, and they should be very, very punchy. I mean, this is a very powerful fleet, I would think, but I'm going to have to fix my outfitting. I'm going to have to train more of these warships to even be able to effectively field them in the Galaxy Summit, because, I mean, they're going to get damaged, and then you need more. And gosh bless. Oh, please, I hope they come out with a way to upgrade from an old warship tier to a new warship tier, because I don't know what I'm going to do with all my old T9s, man. If you enjoyed this video, throw a like on here. Consider subscribing for more Infinite Galaxy videos designed to help you get value and smash your enemies. And until next time, you have fun training warships and building out your fleets.